So it's telling me I'm going to perform multi-step unit conversion. And the reason it's multi-step is I need to go from miles per hour to kilometers per second. So I am going to have to convert miles to kilometers at some point, and then I'm going to have to go back and convert hours to seconds. So I'm going to start setting up my t-chart. My starting values always go here on the left. So 55 miles per hour is the same thing as 55 miles over 1 hour. Different units have to go in different boxes. Now, to convert miles to kilometers, because eventually I want kilometers in my answer, I'm lucky that there's actually a conversion on here that takes me from kilometers to miles or miles to kilometers. 1 kilometer is the same thing as 0.6 miles. If I want to cancel miles here, I need to have miles in the denominator. So my miles in kilometers, 1 kilometer is equal to 0.6 miles. So these two are equivalent to each other. One goes on top of the other. Since I now have miles in the top and the bottom, I can cancel those. Now I have the kilometers unit it was looking for, so I'm done converting distance. Time, though, it wants me to go from hours to seconds. And I don't know off the top of my head what the conversion is, but I do know I can go from hours to minutes. And I want hours in the top, so I can cancel with hours in the bottom here. 1 hour is the same thing as 60 minutes. Now my hours can cancel, and then I can convert minutes to seconds. Since minutes is in the denominator here, it needs to be in the numerator here. 1 minute is the same thing as 60 seconds. Make sure you're showing your cancellation on your units. Now what I have left is kilometers over seconds, which is the kilometers per second it was looking for. To calculate my answer, I'm going to take 55. The times ones here aren't going to change anything. The divided by 1 here won't change anything. So divided by 0.6, divided by 60, and then divided by the other 60. So 55 divided by 0.6 and then divided by 62 different times. The answer I get on my calculator is 2.546296296. So let me just look, because it says round to the nearest hundredth, which is 2 decimal places. I need to look at the first 3 decimal places. So after the decimal, the first 3 numbers are 5, 4, 6. I need to round to the hundredth, which is the second place. So this is going to stay a 4, or it's going to round up to a 5. Because this 6 is a 5 or greater, it's going to round that 4 up to a 5. So I end up with 2.55 kilometers per second as my answer. Now the other problem talks about Usain Bolt, who set the world record in the 100-meter run at 9.58 seconds. So he ran 100 meters in 9.58 seconds. And it wants his pace in miles per hour. If I look at my conversion chart, there is no conversion between meters and miles directly. Probably the fastest way to do it is to go from miles to kilometers. So 100 meters, hang on just a second. I messed up, so I'm going to have to erase this. I want to be able to cancel meters. So my meters is going to have to be down here, and my kilometers is going to have to be here. Now, you guys in science class did King Henry died while, so there's my unit, drinking chocolate milk. I want kilometers and meters conversion. And my meters is my unit here in the middle. Kilometers is larger than meters, so 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. Now my meters can cancel, and I'm in kilometers. And I have a conversion between kilometers and miles. 1 kilometer is 0.6 miles. So 1 kilometer is 0.6 miles. Now my kilometers units can cancel. Now I have the miles I'm looking for, but I want hours instead of seconds. Well, there are 60 seconds in 1 minute, so seconds can cancel. And there are 60 minutes in 1 hour, and now my minutes can cancel. So to get my answer, I'm going to take 100 times 0.6 times 60 times 60 again, divided by the 9.58 and divided by the 1,000. Now again, my answer is going to be so many miles per hour. I don't have to show that I'm multiplying by 1 and dividing by 1 because it's not going to change the value. So punching those things in, divided by 9.58 divided by 1,000, I get 22.5469, etc. Rounding to 2 decimal places gives me 22.55 miles per hour. So he was running at a pace of 22.55 miles per hour. It was possible to do this another way. So I'm going from, let me put a new slide in here. The other way to have done this one is I have 100 meters in 9.58 seconds. I'm not going to do all of the calculating, but I'll show you how you could have done this differently. I could have looked at my conversion and said, well, I can go from meters to yards. 1 meter is 1.09 yards. 1 meter, 1.09 yards. So my meters can cancel. I know that 1 yard is the same thing as 3 feet. So now my yards can cancel top and bottom. And from my conversion chart, I know that 5,280 feet is equal to 1 mile. So I could have gotten to miles this way instead. And then I would have had the same conversions from seconds to hours that I did in the previous one. The answer would be slightly different because these are all somewhat rounded numbers, but it would still be reasonably close.